Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. A new episode and a next session. We've got Eve harnessed up with her britchin. She was pretty good about putting the britchin on today and moving with it. A little bit up-headed, but she seems to be getting over her concern about the britchin, which she developed about 2 months ago suddenly. Okay, and we are trying to get her ready to pull that homemade Forecart and to go back and do with her daughter Sadie some pairs driving. It could take weeks, months, years, we don't know, but we're doing it tiny baby steps at a time. And last time, at the end of our last show, Eve would stand really nicely there between our simulated electrical conduit Forecart shafts. Those are the real shafts we're going to use someday. And today we have Everett. The other day we had Scott. Now you're going to stand close to the north end of those conduits and try to pick them up parallel to the ground. You're going to have to get pretty close to Eve, but not in strike zone. Slide your hand down. See if you, yeah, they're pretty lightweight. See if you can pick them up. And what is she saying about that? Yeah, we want her to stand. We want her not to be afraid. Last time we did this, we had the vaulting surcingle on, and look, she did that the first couple times too, but we got her to trust us, to have confidence, and we put her back in position. So we're going to have to do it again today. That's what horse training, the natural way, is all about. Repetition, gentleness, gain their respect and confidence, but let them know what you're asking for.
Want me to hold them up or you back up there? Sure.
Yeah, now Everett's going to hold them up. Now last time we had the vaulting surcingle on and Sarah got on Eve's back and she had a snaffle bit in her mouth because we had been practicing straight backs from saddle. Yeah, okay, see, we still have a problem here. It's okay. We're trying to figure out the little baby steps, the branches that of prerequisite skills that we're going to need to refine here to get Eve to back into the Forecart shafts. Looks like she's still afraid. So how about this? You try to stand her, and this is how we did it last time at the end of last session. Try to stand her straight and she'll see the electrical conduit shaft simulators coming towards her. She got so that she said, that's okay, I'm all right on having them on the sides of my body. So let's see how she does on that step. Go ahead, Everett. It's all right, Evie. It's all right. Yeah, she just moved her neck, but that's okay. Okay, good. Yeah, just leave them there because, ooh, she stepped forward, and Katie's good about doing a visual block. Good. Katie, can you turn around without moving Eve's head and put that shaft into the shaft holder of the harness? That's it. See, that's going to be easily removed if we have to. Can you do the other one, Everett, or should I come, or should Katie try?
She doesn't mind being bumped.
There. So now if those simulated shafts touch the side of her body, if she gets used to them with repetition, she'll say, okay, no problem. Now, we didn't try to move forward. I don't think we did last time. But maybe we did a couple steps and maybe Eve got spooked and we just let the shafts come out of the shaft holders. Let's redo it, even if we did do it last time. Let's redo it now. Just a couple steps. Everett, you go with. It's all right. Good. Very nice. Okay, let's see if we can get us a straight stop. Yeah, and Everett had to run around there, that corner, because he had to stay behind her which of course is what you do when they're pulling. Good. Oh, this is much better than we did last time. Everett, you're going to have to go fast. We're doing this with shaft simulators because it's much too dangerous at this point to do it with the Forecart shafts, which are connected to the Forecart. You see, it came out a couple times. That's okay. All right, now here's the thing that I would like to see if we can do. If we're going to back her into the Forecart shafts, chances are they're going to be at least as much as that off the ground, even more, another foot or two. Everett, if you can hold those gray conduits up at the height that they are, parallel to the ground, Katie's going to move forward and see if she can just back up a couple steps into them when they're up high. It's one thing when they're down low at the ground, so you're going to let them come out, pull them out of the shaft holders, and try not to let them drop. That's good. And they're lightweight. That's good. All right, Katie's going to try to go forward. Good. See how her hip moves over? That's anticipated. We've got to work on that. We work on it in saddle all the time.
Over. Good girl. Back. Back.
No. See, good farming horses, they back straight. They know they have to. That's their job. Over. She's licking her lips. Katie's usually quite good about timing her corrections in such a way that the horse realizes that they are giving us the wrong answer, and then when they give us the right answer, they're happy and they lick their lips, lose their rigidity and their stress, body language stress. Trying to get that hip over again. Nice. Just small steps. Nice. Any way we can back her into those parallel shafts.
Back. Back.
Got to get that hip over again a little bit. Just a little bit. She's got to know little steps, little movements. Sometimes much harder than big steps, big movements. Got to be firm, and yet safety's number one. See how she's moving over? The west side is beyond her there. She's moving over to the west, just trying to get away. Not quite understanding what the right answer is. There you go. So she's getting training. She's going to move her feet. Focus on our request. We want nice, energetic, straight backs. That's useful in saddle work too, especially when you're doing cow work. That's okay, Everett, if you adjust yourself a little bit. At this point, we just want to get a good note of resolution. If you can, oh no, almost had it. And she said, I'm out of here. She just leaped out of the shaft simulators. Now she's getting correction. We're asking for focus and forward and backward, left and right movement. We've got the Monty Roberts dually halter on, which gives us that extra control over her nose. Oh, very bad. That is stress. Whoops, a little bit slippery. Ah. Why don't you walk straight? We don't want to encourage that rearing. That's a new one. Years ago, Eve got away from stress by slightly rearing like that, but we don't want to encourage that again. Any horse will try that if they think that's going to get them out of the stress. Good, good, good. Now Katie's going to walk straight, forward motion. Go closer to the shafts. Everett's going to accommodate, if we can get ever so slight, the right answer. Got to get that hip straight to go through the shafts. Everett wants to know, should he move to the horse or should the horse be moving to him? I'd say a little bit of both. And it's, by the way, drier in this corner. I can tell by the color of the grass, so she's not likely to slip. See, this is the kind of thing you can practice in the arena, on sand, in the driveway on sand. Straight back. That's what we're asking for. Doesn't have to be here. Just 2 pieces of PVC or conduit. Good. If we can get a small step. Okay, now, Everett, how about you? Whoops, a little bit of over correction. She corrected a little bit over. And if Everett could, I think if Everett could just walk forward. Yeah, we lost it again.
She let us pull them up to her earlier. So.
Yeah, I know. So let's just stand her straight and pull, put the shaft simulators up to her. But first we got to get her to be willing to take a step or 2 back toward them straight. Ah. Okay, how about good. Let's stop. Let's stop while we can. Everett, you very slowly walk forward. Similar to what we did. Can you put him in? And Katie, without pulling on Eve's head accidentally, can you help him? I think we're just seconds away from our moment of resolution. Yes, that's it. We'll continue to do tiny baby steps towards training Eve to accept those shaft simulators and then to accept the real shafts on our homemade forecart. And that's all for today. Sonia Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl. Okay, a postscript. She's backing up okay. We're picking them up and putting them into the shaft holders okay. And Katie says, why don't we just do it next time with the shafts on our homemade forecart? And I'm worried that if she doesn't back straight and keep her hips straight, that she'll accidentally step over those wooden shafts.
I know, that's why not back her into it. Pull them up on her.
Pull them up onto her. Okay. Yeah.
The simulated ones.
All right, that'll be our next step at our next session. Instead of using the gray conduit simulators, which we've now done in 2 sessions, we'll use the wooden forecart shafts. Just pull them up to the back of her and ask her to stand there and see if we can get them at shaft holder height and maybe even put them in the shaft holders. But every time we commit, like putting them in the shaft holders, we have to make sure we have an easy way out if there's stress. Today's session, we're going to, with Eve fully harnessed, see if we can bring the shafts of the forecart up to her. Now, we even have the tug straps on and they keep falling. So we have to figure out a way to keep them out of the way until we're sure that Eve will be a good girl when those shafts come up along the side of her body. What our objective is, I don't know if we'll get to it today, is are the tug straps long enough to get to our eye bolts that are near the seat of this homemade forecart. Now, we only have a 3-man team today, but we think that Scott can move the forecart to Eve and have her see out of her peripheral that those shafts are coming to her. The little waste baskets are just there. to store it. Go ahead and put Eve in a comfortable place in front of the forecart. And then Scott will move the forecart to get toward Eve, and we'll see how Eve behaves about letting those shafts approach the side of her body. And if she'll stand long enough, we'll take one of the tug straps. Go ahead, Scott. We'll take one of the tug straps and see if it's long enough to reach. It's all right, Eve. To reach the eye bolts. It's all right, Eve. Now remember, okay, we kind of expected that to happen. She said, no, not yet. Look how she's looking. It's okay. If we don't feel comfortable trying to bring the tug straps down today, that's okay. We'll do it another day. But right now we've got to get Eve comfortable to stand for us and have confidence that those shafts are not going to hurt her. We'll, of course, try not to touch her with them today, but who knows? And they are wooden. If she does start dancing around, we'll have to pull back out of the way. We don't want to break them. It's all right. It's all right. Visual block. It's all right. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, and that keeps falling down. Okay. Can you take that one off? One will do. One of the tug straps keeps falling down, and it's just buckled on. So, okay, we're going to take it off. The one that is not falling, it's a dog collar that keeps breaking. Okay, we'll have another way to hold it up there. Our guess last time when we did this with our gray conduit shaft simulators was that the next step is to do it with these wooden shafts that are on our forecart. And remember that over in this corner, it's not quite as wet. And remember that last time she did rear a little bit. She was so upset. So we don't want to get her that stressed today. And the way not to do that is to take baby steps. We do have the Monty Roberts on. It's a dually halter that gives you control over her nose. But you're not connected to the double-stranded nylon. Maybe you should connect that, Katie. She's just connected to the Monty Roberts as if it were a halter. Nice. Okay, now will she stand? Do you want to move the Monty Roberts to the side? Not yet. Not yet. Okay. All right, do we need that extra control, that extra tool? You want to make sure you're really behind her, Scott, before you approach her. So I think it would be easier for you to back up and approach in a straight path than to try to back Eve up today. And she hears the noise. Get those hips over. Those are nice small steps. And Scott, here's what I recommend. Go way back behind the waste baskets and then approach. She's hearing you. She's seeing you. She's even scared with the noise. Yeah, we're not going to get there today. And you're getting into the real green grass, which means it's a little slippery. Come on back here, Katie. And just walk her around the forecart. And Scott, if she's looking like she's not being scared, then go back and forth a foot or two. Back and forth to make the noise. She's getting scared by the noise alone. And remember, she's fully harnessed today. She's got her breeching on. And one of the tug straps on. And here in this corner of our, what we call HVD pasture, it's not quite as green, so it's not quite as slippery. Okay, what, just stand. Yeah, see, she's still scared by the movement. Stand still, Scott. Let's do this in tiny, tiny baby steps. Let's get her so that her body language and her choice of speed tells us that, okay, I'm not afraid if it's just standing there. She's looking better, looking better. And you know what? If you could line her up on this side of the forecart, we could pull that tug strap back. Oh. And say, yeah, we think it's long enough, or no, it's too long, and we want to make some extra holes or whatever. This is like a tack fitting day too. How do you make a versatile ranch horse a farming horse? Well, you're watching us try to do that with Firecrest Easter Eve. If you can stop where she would be if she were in the shafts, I'll come up. And see if I can loosen those tug straps. Oh, that's good. Actually, why don't you put the shafts down very quietly. Good girl, Eve. And see if you can, I would go forward a little bit, Katie, if you can, to line her up as if she were in the forecart, ready to pull. And it sure looks to me like those tugs are too long. So Scott, can you loosen them? Is that where you want them to loosen them with the buckle and make it tighter?
I'm having them shorten them.
Yeah, try to shorten them. Want to make sure we have enough holes. Good, Eve, good. And that's just a clasp, correct? That's looking better. Like if she were in the front with her 4/4 just outside the shafts, can you make it any shorter? Yeah, 2 more holes. Make it shorter. Let's see visually if we have to make more holes or not for next time. This is our pairs harness. We've got another harness just the same that we use for Sadie when we get back to pairs driving. And now you're on the shortest hole. One more. Can you make it? Do it. I just want to know because we don't want to have to start adjusting with hole makers and thick leather like tug straps at our next session. We'll want to do it ahead of time if we think we need to now. What's your guess, you guys? You're closer.
I think it's going to be fine because there's 2 holes down there also.
Oh, there's 2 holes where your clasp is? Yeah, okay. All right, we think we've got it as far as tack fitting goes. Okay, put it back up there, Scott. And then I'll tell you what, take the, Katie, if you can let her stand there, let's see if she'll allow the forecart to be taken around her, which means it's going to be making noises. Keep in mind, she might start dancing around, Scott. Go ahead, pick up the shafts. All right, tell her. It's all right. Good. She's looking, she's hearing. And make sure you go the other direction. Ah, yeah, she said, I don't want that thing behind me. So we're still dealing with distrust, lack of confidence. It looks like the shaft holder, the tug strap fell again. We got to get a different way to hang it. Have you gone both directions? Okay. Okay, we learned today what we got to do for next time. And we'll, of course, want to repeat this exercise So she's going to take the tug strap off altogether, because if Eve were to start dancing around, you sure don't want straps like that hanging down where they could get their foot caught in them. Watch her watch. Yeah, she's saying, wait a minute, I'm going to watch that thing. She doesn't quite trust it. Now, Eve has pulled cart, but that was years ago, my jog cart. This one makes more noise, it looks different, and it's been quite a while since she pulled a cart. So let's let her build her confidence in tiny baby steps. She's looking better, her ears are back. Watch her body language. Her feet are standing still, but she is watching that thing when it's behind her. Okay, and when you come up in front here, just put it down. Let her see that it does go down. It stops moving. That's the end of our session today with Forecart Easter Eve. We're now doing sound desensitization, because it's not just seeing the cart come up, it's the sound. And we knew that that was an issue last week, but it's an issue again today. She's not confident, she's still scared. Watch her watch with her eyeballs, with her body language, with her ears, the forecart and the sound it's making. Over and over and over again until she says, I'm not scared. Go ahead and bring that thing up the side of my body. Go the other direction. Everything has to be done the other direction. So either at the end of this episode or the next show in this farming thread, we hope to be able to show you Forecart Easter Eve with the shafts on the side of her body, and that the tug straps fit well, which we think they do, but we just want to make sure. There she is, still stepping away. Okay. When we have success in our baby sub-objectives, we'll let you know. Look, she's licking her lips. Real good sign, good time to call it our moment of resolution. Back leg cocked, licking the lips, not bulgy-eyed, blinking her eyes, all good signs of relaxation, which we will continue to encourage with repetition. RFD TV recently has broadcasted a draft horse show, which includes a farm horse pulling class. At the beginning of 2013, there will be a new thread on RFD TV concerning farming with horses. See more at www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.